Okay, let us start the session today. Okay, so now before going to today's session, so I just want to ask you what you learned in the previous session. So, Mohammed Yusuf, can you unmute yourself and can you summarize what we have learned yesterday?
Hello.
Yeah, Mohammed Yusuf, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, could you please summarize
So
what we have learned yesterday?
yesterday we were talking about programming languages,
Yes,
and then why we have so many different programming languages, and
yes,
how each one of them is different from each other, and what are their own pros and cons. And
yes,
then we were also talking how we should select a programming language, depending on
yes,
how it should be portable, and it should be like user friendly and pretty famous to be used by everyone.
yes, yes. Very good. So, Hari, can you unmute yourself and can you add some points to Yusuf points? Hari Har, could you please unmute yourself and add some points to Hari's point?
Sir,
Yeah. So, can you tell me how we are to select a programming language? So, what are the criteria we
yeah,
have to use? Yes. Please fix your audio. I'll come to you later. So, Amruta, can you unmute yourself and can you add some points on what criteria we have to select a programming languages? Or even if you type, that is also fine. Amruta, you are there? Amruta, I can't hear your voice. Even if you can type in the chat box. You look at, I'm taking class. Okay, Ari, you can mute yourself. So, yesterday class, we discussed about the different computer technologies. We discussed about the application where the programming languages are useful. And also we discussed about how to select a programming languages. Okay, so these are the 3 points what we discussed extensively. Now in today's session, so what we will do, uh, we will see how we are to do the environment setup. Okay, so basically if you see my screen, see, I am proposing some online as well as offline environment setup. So if you are using your laptop or computer, so you can go for offline setup. If you are using online, if you are if you have sufficient internet connectivity, or if you are flexible in working in online environment, you can go for online setup. So the one advantage of online environment is that okay, we can collaboratively, we can work. So the platforms are the tools what I'm proposing. So in these tools, so we can collaboratively, we can work. So that is the one advantage of using this particular online environment. So, so there are many online platforms are there. I have done some extensive groundwork on this, and I have selected these four platform. So that is, first one is Code Collab. So in this particular platform, you can write the Python programs, okay, and you can execute. Okay, so that particular programs you can share to others. Other person can also contribute or modify the programs. Okay, this kind of collaborative programming is possible in CodeCollab, as well as the same thing is possible in the Python Anywhere. So this is also online platform. So you in this particular case, you can share your console to the other person, and you can write a program, you can execute, other person can see what exactly you are doing. So that is Python Everywhere does. Jupyter Notebook and Jupyter Lab is a standard notebook environment, or online platform all the people uses. Okay, so I'll tell you how to use that one. That it is good for the offline, but the MyBinder is basically associated to Jupyter Notebook, and if you have a GitHub account, you can connect that GitHub account to MyBinder, MyBinder, and you can upload your Python programs, and you can run the binder, and that binder link you can share to others, and other person can see, and what are the things you are doing, everything one can see. That is possible using binder. So of course in the offline environment, okay, so I prefer you to go for the Python 3.8 version, because this is the recent release. So you have to install Python 3.8. Okay, so and also I recommend you to install Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so in your machine, and also if somebody willing to go for Anaconda, you can also go for Anaconda, which is similar to Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook and Python 3.8 is mandatory in your machine. Okay, so these are the software what you have to install in your machine. Okay, so now how I will do? So you can do you can do any offline work, but I will be taking all of your online links. Okay, online platform links, all this CodeCollab and Python Anywhere and MyBinder link I will take, and I'll keep it with me. Okay, in future, in I'll give some assignments. Okay, I may ask you to write some program. So that program you have to execute in online environment. So that programs I will consider for evaluation purpose. So the all assessment I'll do after work. I mean, seeing all those assignment in the online platform. So that's why. So everywhere, in all online platform, you have to register, so that in future I may ask write this particular Python program in MyBinder. Then you have to upload that program in MyBinder, so that I can see what exactly the programs you are writing. So that is the idea of using this online platform, as well as collaborating platforms. And also one more advantage is there. So whenever you stuck in some somewhere, say for example you are writing some program, you got some error, so that if you just say, sir, I have some problem in this particular program, then what I can do, I can rectify that particular problem. So I can go to your account, and I can see what exactly you are doing. So then I can rectify then and there itself. So that is also possible. So in this way, we will learn this particular Python. Okay, so these are the tools what you have to install in your machine. So today what I'll do, I will showcase or demonstrate how to install all these softwares, and how to work on these softwares, and how it looks like. Okay, so how to work on this platform, all this demonstration I'll show you today. So that is the agenda for today's class. So if you have any question, so you can ask. So I'm willing to answer. So if you have any question on today's agenda, you can ask. So please, you can also type in the chat window. So no questions? Okay, great. No doubt so far. Fine. So now I'll take up the first, online platform. Okay, so that is Code Collab. So I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay, fine. So if you have any questions, please do ask. So I will see, and I'll answer then and there itself. Okay. So now, Code Collab software, you have to get into this. The URL I already shared to you. Okay, so you have to get into this particular URL, and you can see this is the platform. So you have to register yourself. Okay, so then you just take a login. Okay. So you have to register in Code Collab and you have to log in. After logging in, so you will get this kind of dashboard where you have a provision to create a new folder, new project you can create. So this plus mark is there, right? So in this particular plus mark, you have to click and you have to create one software. I created one project. So that is Venkataswamy 5BTE. That is the project name. So after creating this particular project, so you just have to click on that particular project. So this will take you to the IDE, Code Collab IDE, where you can upload, you can create a folder, you can upload Python programs, all those things you can do in this particular IDE. So for example, say I'm just showing some example. Okay, so see, I created a collab and I went inside, I went to the project. I created one file called main.py. That py is .py is basically the extension for the Python program. So so I'm just typing welcome to Python. This is very simple program. So so here one button is there, run button. If you click on this particular run button, that program will execute, and the console is available next to you. So the input output all operations you can do in this particular console. So you can see here the output came, welcome to Python. This is basically the output of this particular program. Okay, so in this way you can run any program. I'll just write addition of two numbers. So A is equal to 10, okay, B is equal to 20, okay, C is equal to A plus B. So this program, you can see this is basically addition of two simple number. Okay, so I have done that particular work. I can also print that one. So now you see, so sum is equal to, okay, so sum is equal to C. Okay, so I can run this problem now. You see this program is basically addition of two numbers. You can see the output. It is printing sum is equal to 3. So in this way, you have to work on the Code Collab software. And there is a, one button is available or one menu is available on the top right. So that is share. If you click on that particular share button, okay, what you have to do, I already shared the my user ID in the Moodle. So you have to type my email address here, and you have to provide editor option. Here you have to provide editor option. So if you provide editor option, I can see your code. I can rectify if at all if you are facing any problem, I can rectify. So that thing is possible when you give editor permission. Type my email ID and put editor option. So then this particular link, your account link, you have to share with me. So whatever programs you write in future, all those programs I can see, I can rectify and I can evaluate. All those things are possible. So this exercise you have to do first. So you have to create a Code Collab account and you have to share this particular link with me. In the Moodle, I provided some questionnaires. So that is related to this particular account creation. So you have to create you have to share some details with me. So Code Collab details. So once you share that particular details, we can work together. Okay. So that is the whole idea of this particular Code Collab. The next online tool is no Python anywhere. So this is basically recommended by the Python. So recommended by the Python. So this platform also similar to this Code Collab. Here also you have to create your account in Python anywhere. Okay, so if you type the URL provided in the presentation, you will get a screen where you have to register yourself. After registering, you will get into this particular dashboard. Okay, so in this particular dashboard, you can see here, here console is there, files are there, notebooks you have, and also web apps you have. Now, here the notebooks anyway for free account you don't have access, but anyway you can create two consoles in the sense, so they will provide you two Linux machine to store your programs, to run your Python program. So now here also you have to register, you have to create a console. That console you have to share to me. So you have to share that particular console URL. Then I can get into that particular URL, I can work. Say for example, I'll show you one example. So I will go to files. So see here I created one class project here, that is a 5BTE project. Now here open bash console, one button is there. Once you click on that particular button, so you will get a console link. Say here you can see here one console link is will come in your dashboard. So you have to provide this particular console link to me. So here also you can write a Python program and you can save. You can share this particular console link to others, and they can also collaboratively they can work. So this is basically Linux machine. Okay, so you can you can work on this. So I'll give in future I'll discuss how to work on this particular platform. But now you have to create an account. You have to share the console link to me. Okay, so that is what you have to do now in MATLAB. Sorry, Code Collab. You have to create account, as well as in Python anywhere also you have to create a you have to create a account, and you have to share that particular console URL to me. So that is the second platform. And the third platform is basically MyBinder. Okay, so MyBinder, one advantage is that, okay, MyBinder is also provides the console, and it connects with GitHub. So you may be knowing, GitHub is the place where developers keeps all their programs, and using you may be using any programming language. The developers are the people will keep the programs in GitHub, and that you can connect MyBinder to GitHub. You can you just have to go to mybinder.org, and you just have to give your the GitHub URL. Once you give GitHub URL, so the notebook will come, because notebook option is not available anywhere, but here the notebook option is available. For example, in my GitHub, I created one project. That project name is Python. So I'll just copy this particular GitHub URL, and I'll paste it here. Then what happens here? So it will create the console. That means it will create the instance of the operating system. It will provide the online platform, so that you can work. You can see here it is connecting to the GitHub, and the notebook is coming to you. Here you can write any program. You can create a program. Okay, you can run. Okay, all those things you can do, like how you do in offline Jupyter. So that is possible here. So now here you can see A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, and C is equal to A plus B, addition of two numbers. Okay, then print is equal to sum is equal to the C. So you can run this particular program. You can run this particular program. You can see here I got some output. So in this way, in online platform also you can execute your Python program. So I strongly recommend you should use the GitHub associated with the MyBinder, so that you will get a Jupyter notebook. Normally, those who do Python programming, they will do in the notebook. So that is the practice now. So that's why we should adhere to that particular, practice. So we will explore this one. So these are the tools you have to you have to explore. Okay, you have to register and you have to explore, and you have to share the links of this particular online platform, so that in future we will work together. Okay, so you see here I created one notebook. Okay, in future I simply click on this particular button and I can see what program you have written and what kind of output you are getting. All those things is possible using this kind of platform. So this is the environment, online environment setup part. So now I'll share the details, and this is the activity what you have to do. Okay, so in case if anybody have any question on the online environment setup, so you are free to ask. Kindly ask if you have any question on online platforms. Even you can type your question in the chat window. So Vikrant Nath, can you unmute yourself and can you tell me you understood the online environment setup? You understood?
Yes, sir.
You understood
Yes,
all
sir.
the three platforms? Can you name these three platforms?
Sir, Code Collage, Python Anywhere.
Python Anywhere and GitHub. Yes. So GitHub associated with MyBinder. So only these three things you have to remember. Thank you. You can unmute. You can unmute yourself. So these are all online platform. There are lot of other online platforms are there, but lot of things are proprietary. I'm not using all the proprietary platforms, and also some platforms we have to some limitations are there. That also I'm not using. I just carefully selected these three platforms. So we will work in this particular platform. So in real time we can work. That is the advantage of all these online platform. So now the next one is offline platforms. So in our offline platforms, okay, so you have to install Python 3.8. That is the recent version. Okay, and also you have to download Jupyter Notebook. Okay, PC version, and you have to install in your machine. So it is completely portable. You have Linux version, you have Windows version, you have a Mac version. So it is completely portable. Okay, so you can download and you can install. So now once you install this particular Python 3.0, okay, Python 3.0 and Jupyter Notebook. So first step, what you have to do, you have to open command prompt in. I'm just showcasing in the Windows platform. Okay, so the same thing is valid for Linux or Mac platform as well. So are you able to see my screen? Varshita, can you see my screen? Can you unmute yourself and respond? Varshita Yagnam,
Yes.
can you see what you are seeing? Could you please answer? Varshita Yagnam. Okay.
The GitHub one.
Okay, so the URL is GitHub one, but I opened this particular command prompt. How to open this particular command prompt? I'll just show you. CMD. If you type CMD in Windows, you will get this particular command prompt. So where you have to download this particular Python, I just shared the URL. If you type python.org, okay, so you will get that particular download option. Say for example, I'll go to python.org. This is the place where you have to download the 3.0 version. Okay, so if you go to the download tab in Python website, so you can see here download Python 3.8 is there. So you have to download this particular software and you have to install it in your machine. Okay, so that is what you have to do. So after installing that particular software, this is very how you install other software. It is in the same way you have to install. There is no complex setups or prerequisite required to install this particular Python 3.8. Okay, after installing the Python, you have to open the command prompt. So command prompt or in Linux you have to open terminal. Okay, so here you have to simply type Python minus version. Okay, so minus version. Type this particular command. Then you can see, you should see this one. Okay, so now here you can see here Python 3.1. Okay, it is printing that particular thing. If I try to annotate. Okay, you can see Python 3.8.1. That is the version what it is installed in my machine. So now I am talking about this particular 3. So this you should get. If you are not getting this one, okay, then either you have not installed Python or some problem in the setup. So when you get any problem, so the first thing what you have to do in Windows, okay, you just have to type edit environment variable in Windows. Okay, edit environment variable. After installation of this Python, you just try to see the C drive. In C drive, that Python 3.8 is there, na? That is the folder where that particular software is installed. If you download, if you double click and if you see all those software files are available in this particular folder. Now the thing is, the location of the software where you installed is this folder. Okay, so this is the folder where you install the Python. So now if you are not getting this Python version, okay, if you are having any problem in the installation, so the first problem will be the environment variable. So I many times many students comes that I installed Python but it is not working. That kind of question students ask. So so this is the first rectification what you have to do. Okay, so you have to open edit environment variable in your machine. Click on environment variable. You will see this particular pop-up, and in the system variable, okay, there is one item called path. Click on that particular path, edit. Okay, don't delete any other things here. Be careful. Okay, this path is connected to a lot of your software in your machine. Don't delete any item in this particular thing. Okay, so here you can see here Python 38 is the path. It is available here. If this one, if I delete this one, then Python 3.8 will not come. In some reason, if the environment variable is not set, you cannot execute any Python programs. So that is the problem. So that's why you have to set environment variable. That folder name you have to provide here. This your path of the Python as well as path followed by script. These two things should be there in your machine. So just note this one when you are working. Okay. So now after that, okay, so assume your Python is working. So when you type Python in command prompt, just to type Python in command prompt, then it should take you to the Python platform. Okay, so you should land up in the Python console. Okay, so now from the Windows console, you went to Python console, where you can type Python script. Now here you can type Python script. So now you see I'm typing some script. It is very similar to MATLAB. Okay, Python is very similar to MATLAB. Okay, so but some advantages are there in Python and some other advantages are there in the MATLAB. But now you can see here a is equal to 10. The same thing I can do in the MATLAB as well. So a is equal to 10. Okay, so I stored 10 in the variable a. So b is equal to 20. So I stored 20 in b variable. So c is equal to a plus b. So the I added a and b and I stored the number in c variable. Now the operation is done. So what I'll do, I can print sum is equal to c. Now can you see here, sum is equal to 30. So the program what I written in the online platform, the same problem I written in the Python console. So it is giving me the output. So this is how you can work on the offline platform. And also see, I cannot type instructions like this one by one instruction. I can't type and I cannot execute like this. Normally all software are the programs will be very big. Okay, line by line I cannot type. So that's why as a batch you have to execute the entire program. So as a program you have to execute. So that's why the standard practice is this. So what you have to do, see, I'm just telling you the basic way of executing the program. Okay, so the execution method in notebooks is different, but you have to understand how that Python program is executed in the primitive level. So that is what I am showing. Using just command prompt, I am executing. Now you see, I'll write a program in Notepad. Okay, I'll write a program in Notepad. Say a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, c is equal to a plus b. Okay, print. Okay, print sum is equal to c. Now see, same program, instead of typing one by one, I am just accumulated all instruction together and I kept it in one file. I'm calling this as a program now. Okay, so after typing your program, so you have to save. You have to save that particular program using .py extension. So all programs, all Python programs, you have to store using .py extension. Say I'm storing this particular program, say test.py. So why py? Because that is the identification. That is how you can identify a program as a Python program. Now you see dex.py I typed and it is there in the desktop. I saved that particular program. Now I'm just coming to my console. Okay, so I just went inside the desktop. Now the method of executing Python program is this. So in a command prompt. So you have to type this one, Python. Okay, Python is basically the compiler. Okay, Python followed by the file name. So the file name is test.py. This is the way in which you have to run a Python program. So text.py is a program. If you want to run that particular program, you have to use this particular syntax. Python test.py. When you run this particular program, can you see I'm getting the result in the command prompt. Okay, Python test.py, if I run, okay, I'm getting the result. So you can see. So I'm just annotating. You can see here, I'm running the program and I got a result. You can see here, 30 is the result. You got it. So now what you have to do, you have to install Python 3.8 in your machine after downloading from python.org. Then if it is, you just have to check whether the Python is running or not. Okay, using Python --version. And if it is installed, Okay, try to type simply Python and see whether you can execute a smaller command. And then what you have to do, you have to write a simple Python program and just try to run using Python followed by the file name. So if it is giving output, then you are running a Python in a primitive level. Okay, so you should first you have to do this first. Okay, because whenever you do any projects, okay, normally some Python program will be there somewhere. You will be taking that program. Okay, how to run that program? Like this. So Python followed by the program what you have taken from there. So this is what you have to learn. So the most important in Python after installation, is what you have to understand. See, the library. Okay, so it has a huge library. I already said in the last class. Python has a very rich set of libraries. Say for example, if I all libraries I cannot install in my machine. Okay, entire world is contributing to this particular library. Now the question is, the mandatory packages will be there in this particular installation. Okay, basic library is available in this particular installation. If you want to add any other libraries, then what you have to use, you have to use this command called pip install followed by that library name. Okay, so this is very important in Python. Okay, pip install, then that library name. You understood? This is very important in Python. So I'm just marking that one, because many times whenever somebody writes a program, okay, whenever somebody takes some programs from the net, they'll use some libraries in their machine. Okay, so they may not be having some libraries. So if they want to install, okay, pip install, then followed by that particular library name. So this is very much essential. So these are the two things you have to learn. You should be in a position to run a Python program. Second, you should be in a position to install new libraries. Okay, so existing libraries, okay, important libraries, how to use, and all those things we'll learn in future. If you see your syllabus, entire syllabus is basically some advanced libraries. So basically we should know this, how to install the libraries in the in your local machine as well as in online platform. All those things should be very familiar. Okay, so this is how you have to platform. Okay, so the last one is basically Jupyter Notebook. Okay, yeah, please, if anybody have a question, you can ask now. If anybody have any question, please raise. Yeah, 7 is also fine. Somebody said 3.7 version, that is also fine, no problem. Yeah, somebody said, is it necessary to use all? Yes. Let us because some limitations, I said some platform has some limitation, but sometime somewhere some platform will provide some advantages. We have to use all. Yeah, any other clarification? Somebody is saying something, please. I did not get their name, please. Okay, so if you don't have any question, then I'll just go ahead. See, the last one is Python Notebook. Okay, so which is basically Jupyter Notebook. Okay, I provided the link. Okay, I provided the link for this particular Jupyter Notebook. Even if you just type Jupyter Notebook, it will go to jupyter.org, where online version is also there, offline. So you have to install Jupyter Lab and Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so you just have to download and you have to install. After installing this Jupyter Lab or Jupyter Notebook, if you type Jupyter in your machine, okay, if you type Jupyter in your machine, so it will start the Jupyter server in your local machine, and it will take you to the browser. It will take you to the browser where your local Jupyter server will run, where you can write your Python program. Now you are seeing my local Jupyter Notebook. Okay, So what you can do, you can go to click on the Python console and you start working on the. So this is exactly looks like how you did in the MyBinder connected with GitHub. So in the similarly, you can write programs. So this like this, okay. Same program, you see, everywhere I'm writing the same program. So this is how you have to. Now you see this program I am running in my local machine. Okay. So you see here when I run in the where the MyBinder, same kind of thing I got. You see, this is basically MyBinder. Okay, so I got the same thing, but this is an online platform, whereas this Jupyter is my local offline platform. You see, this is MyBinder online platform, and this one exactly looks same, but it is running in my machine. So Python 3.8, you have to install Jupyter, you have to install, and that is sufficient to write any Python program. Okay, and also you should know how to install libraries in your local machine, because you cannot use the advanced libraries in the online many of the online platform. So these things you have to prepare. So in this class, what we learned the online platform, we learned the offline platform. What are online platforms? Codecolab, Python Anywhere, and also MyBinder with GitHub. Offline platform, we learned about the Python installation of Python, and also we understood the Jupyter, and also to some extent we understood how to work on this kind of platform. So now this is all about the environmental setup. Okay, so this entire thing entire thing I'll share to you because I'm a bit fast because I want to cover the entire platform environment setup session. So that's why I'm a bit fast. Anyway, you can revisit this video, will be uploaded in the Moodle. You can revisit this video, or you can post it in the forum, or you can contact me if you are facing any issues in the installation or configuration or in running the program or something like that. Okay, so and also in Moodle, try to see all items will come in Moodle. Okay, log into your Moodle. There is one course called Advanced Programming Language. I already added you. So I'll be posting all videos, assignments, everything. So already some items are are in queue. So try to take up all the activities. I don't ask you whether you did or not. Okay, but anyway, everything will go as as a evaluation, and I have to evaluate all the things. So you have to take and you have to own some responsibility, and you have to complete all. So that is your work. Okay, so with that note, I just want to pause here. Okay, if any question is there, I would like to answer. Yeah, please. Now, so have you done any program using Python? Okay, if you're done, what kind of platforms you used? You can share on that regard.
Sir, by using Anaconda also we can use this Jupyter notebook, no sir? Then no need
Yes.
to download this Jupyter separate, sir.
Anaconda, Anaconda best is it provides virtual environment. Lot of advantages are there. Yes. Anaconda also provides Jupyter, notebook. So that is also fine. If you have that environment, that is great. So I just need notebook. That's it. If you have a notebook,
Okay.
that is great. Okay. So try to see some latest version of Python. That's all.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other person? Any doubts?
Sir, like I had looked up Python online before, and somewhere it had been suggested that using this application called Atom as a notebook was like far easier. And I had tried using it also, but the thing was it came with all the annotation and such as required in Python. So is it fine if I use that instead of Jupyter?
Yeah, can you type that platform?
Atom, sir.
In chat books, you just type Atom. Okay, Atom is also fine. Atom is also fine. Okay, Atom is also very good, but the problem is that Atom is built for generic application. Correct? Everything you can do in Atom. So that kind of platform it is. But these are all kind of specific platforms. So that's the only difference. Atom also, you can go with that Atom also, but try to give priority to Jupyter, I think. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, please. Any other questions? See, you already knows a lot of platforms. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Now, if somebody knows something, okay. So if somebody having any problem in installation, okay, please try to work in peers. Okay. So try to, if you are unable to install, try to, communicate with each other. Okay. Try to work in collaborative mode. Okay, so it is a very good environment. Try to set up, because already many of you already worked on this one. So somebody is already not at all started anything. So to make it synchronize, so we'll do some kind of peer learning, and so let us after some time, we had everybody should come to the same level, so that we should be in a position to take up any activities or programs in the Python platform. Any other questions in general? Please, I already said interaction definitely helps you as well as me. Any other question? If you don't have any question, just log into Moodle, and there is one questionnaire is available, and do all the registration, and generate a link, and attend that particular questionnaire. Okay, so I will be keeping that all links in my database, and I'll continuously watch your progress. Okay. So thank you all. We'll pause. I will be in the meeting. Okay, you can start working in the offline, and if any doubt comes, okay, you just ping me. We will work together. Okay. Thank you all. You can take up the offline work now. Thank you. Thank you.